Class 9 Chemistry Chapter 4. Good morning students. Students, till now we have seen the discovery of electrons. We have also seen the discovery of protons. And in one of our last class I also discussed that J.J. Thomson's plum pudding model. Okay. So what are the postulates of J.J. Thomson's? So he told that according to him the atomic model was like this. First point he gave, an atom is considered to be a sphere of uniform positive charge and electrons are embedded into it. So students, don't consider it to be a circle here, you just consider it to be a sphere here. Okay, so you can imagine it to be just like football or simply a small ball. So the positive charge, it has been spread here where I'm just shading the region. So likewise, okay, so this is your main pudding. Plum pudding model means this is your plum which I have shaded here, okay, and these are the plum or the raisins which have been kept embedded over here, okay, negative charge. So this was his theory. Now the total positive charge is equal to the total negative charge, so that an atom as a whole is electrically neutral. And we know, students, now we know that whatever the negative charge is there, the same is the positive charge, and as a whole the whole atom is electrically neutral. Then the mass of an atom is considered to be uniformly distributed. He also said that if you cut it into two equal pieces, for example this sphere, you cut it into two equal pieces, the mass will be same according to him. So whatever the regions we are taking out, whatever the number of pieces equal pieces we want to have, all the pieces will weigh the same. So this was his theory, okay. But students, there was a drawback in his theory, that atom is considered to be a sphere of uniform positive charge and electrons are embedded into it. Now according to him, electrons are fixed, they are embedded, but now we know that electrons, they always keep revolving around the nucleus. So it means electrons are not fixed, they are always taking the motion around the nucleus. Then the total positive charge is equal to the total negative charge, so that an atom as a whole is electrically neutral. So this was his correct observation, okay. But these points, they were wrong, and along with this point. So the mass of an atom is considered to be uniformly distributed, okay. This point was also wrong, because I told you the weight of an atom is equal to number of protons and number of neutrons, but we did not calculate the number of electrons. It means what? It means where we are finding the protons and neutrons, we do find them inside the nucleus. We do find them inside the nucleus. So it means the mass of this whole atom, I can say that it is concentrated in nucleus, okay. So this first and third point, now we know that they were incorrect, but yes, this second point was correct. Now let us see the discovery of nucleus. Now students, the discovery of nucleus, the credit goes to James Chadwick, but Lord Rutherford also found that protons are located, that means the positive charge is located inside a small region or inside a small sphere. But this James Chadwick later on found out that region, which is called now nucleus. So let us see. In 1911, Lord Rutherford, a scientist from New Zealand, directed a stream of alpha particles, and let us see what are these alpha particles. An alpha particle is a doubly charged helium ion, He2+, containing 2 protons and 2 neutrons. It is formed by removing 2 electrons from helium atom. So basically alpha particle, if we say alpha particle, it is what? It is nothing but the helium ion, because you know helium is having 2 electrons. So if you just remove 2 electrons, helium atom will become He2+, okay. And what is this He2+ then? So we are just excluding, we have excluded the electrons, we have excluded their orbits. So what we are left with? So finally we are left with the nucleus. Okay, and nucleus, inside nucleus 2 protons are there, that's why it has been written doubly charged helium ion. So he bombarded the alpha particles over the gold foil, and what was the dimension of that gold foil? It was somewhere 1 millionth of a centimeter. Okay, that what is the meaning of 1 millionth of a centimeter? That 1 centimeter is divided by 1 million means 10 lakhs. So this is 10 lakh. So this much thin or thick, whatever you want to say, that much thin gold foil he took and bombarded it with the alpha particles or alpha rays. Now why he selected this gold foil? He selected a gold foil because he wanted as thin a layer as possible, and gold is the most malleable metal. Got this? Because he wanted the thin foil, and you know what is the meaning of this malleable metal, which can be stretched into fine strings. Okay, fine sheet I mean. Okay, now what was his observation? So first of all, just take this diagram, this figure you take. So students, this is a source of alpha particle, so you can consider it to be a torch. Okay, whose light is of alpha particles. So these alpha particle radiation rays will come like this. So he placed a gold foil in this path. Now the alpha particles, they will pass through this gold foil. Okay, and now what are the observations observed by Lord Rutherford? Let us see. So first, most of the alpha particles passed straight through the foil. So what he saw, that most of the alpha particles, they just pass through the gold foil. They just pass through the gold foil. Then some alpha particles were slightly deflected from their straight path. Now some alpha particles, they deflected. They turned to different angles. So whatever is shown, this is an experimental setup, and this is the main thing, that most of the alpha particles, they passed. This is our nucleus, and these are the paths of the electron. So most of the alpha particles, they just pass through it. Okay, and very few deflected. So you can see this, very few got deflected, very few got deflected, very few got deflected, very few got deflected. Okay, alpha particles. Then very few, nearly 1 in 10,000 alpha particles were either deflected by very large angles or completely bounced back. Now you can see this very particular radiation, that very few, it bounced back. Most of them passed straight, very few deflected with the small angles, but very few, they got deflected back, or they got deflected by 180 degree, you can say, or they got deflected by a very large angle. Okay, so this is the experimental setup. And now, but what basically they are showing over here, you see, alpha particles we cannot see, as the beam of light we can see, but the alpha particles we cannot see. So how we got to know that some radiations have been deflected, some passed, most of them passed through it, and very few got deflected by 180 degree likewise? This is because you see this ring, it is having some fluorescent material present over here from inside this ring. So whenever the alpha particles strike these fluorescent materials, they just give a sort of light. So most of the light that was coming from this region. So what is the conclusion? That most of the rays, they passed through the foil as it is. Then some rays, some fluorescence were observed this side, this side. So what does it mean? It means very few got deflected here. Then very few radiations, lightning we can see over here. So it means what? Very few, they got deflected by a large angle. Okay, and by this way he proposed some points or some postulates. So that Rutherford generalized these results of alpha particles scattering experiment and suggested a model of the atom that is known as Rutherford's atomic model. Likewise, we studied J.J. Thomson's atomic model. Now this is Rutherford's atomic model, and heavy metals such as, this is a note, heavy metals such as platinum will show the same observation with alpha particles as shown by gold foil. But if light nuclei like lithium is used, then fast moving alpha particles may even push the light nucleus aside and may not be deflected back. So these are some of the reasons why he took the gold foil. So the rest of the points, like Rutherford's atomic model, his points, his observation or his conclusion, we will see in our next video. Till then, goodbye.